back to the Gap on the Grind slash TG Squared. As usual, I'm your host Denise.
And I'm precious.
If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Spotify. I posted something on my story, personal story, and I asked people if you are delusional or not. 67% of the audience believes you are from everything that was said in that clip.
Honestly, Denise, in today's world, I believe delusional is the way to go. Because if you're not delusional enough, then you're not going to get too far in life. You're not going to get what you want. That should be a topic for some time.
I'll leave it in the air, but I guess
Delulu, delulu it till you make it.
no, it's fake it till you make it. But fake it till you make it is not the same as being delusional. So let's reevaluate. I'll let her
Denise,
reevaluate that
do you know how Elon Musk made it to where he is right now?
by being delusional.
Exactly.
No, but okay, here's the thing. I think chasing your goals, and something other people believe you can't do does not make you delusional. Just means everyone's thinking less of you or does not believe in it, but that does not mean it's impossible. Delusional is now going into the impossible bits of life. So yeah, I agree with the whole be a real. Just yeah, let's not be delusional. As usual, Precious, anything to report from your week? Any fun bits?
My week was amazing, filled with birthdays, and with birthdays
Whose
comes.
birthdays?
I didn't say birthday parties,
You
but
said birthdays.
yes, I didn't, but
Summer's.
not parties. But and the funny thing is that all these were kids, so it comes with the whole the whole gift giving saga. So it was just that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Other than that, my week was great. I did a whole lot of self reflection this week, so I would say I'm more self aware now
About
about myself.
which specific part? I have to put because then when you say I am a person who strongly believes in self awareness. I think
Right.
it's very important. So now that you've reached this milestone, I'm so proud of
Denise, I've
you.
always been self
I've
aware.
no. I'm not saying you've not been
Mm.
self aware,
Mm-hmm.
but getting to a point where you start acknowledging that, identifying the parts where you are self aware is now a different goal from just saying I'm self aware or believing you are. So that's why I'm asking what parts. Let's celebrate the parts of you that are now more self aware than they were yesterday.
I would say I'm more aware of everything in my life. Like, oh, not everything, definitely, but most of the parts of my life, like where I need improvement. Denise, how was your week?
My work was also okay. I personally had my nephew's birthday. Yeah, that was fun. Throughout the month I had gotten a few books that I just hadn't put on my shelf yet. And I had to reorganize. Mine is it looks so pretty. Gorgeous. Yeah, that was my week. Okay, today we are talking about the cultural drama or trauma. Thinking more maybe trauma of dating as African kids or kids who have grown up in African homes. Let's just this I think is something we've all gone through. As I said, kids growing up in African homes where when you are a kid, and when I say when you're a kid, I literally mean from let's say the age of 1 to 18. Your parents were like, you can't be dating, you can't have a boyfriend, boys, no, they don't even want to hear it. I mean, do you have anything to add to that personally from your own experience, just on that, the whole around your parents' reaction to you dating around that age
To be
in your
honest,
teens?
I never attempted to date. Not that I didn't. Not that I didn't date, but I never really attempted
What's the
to
difference
date. Um,
between
it's like
attempting and dating?
depends. And I don't think my parents actually came out to me and were like, "Don't date, don't do this, don't do that." The one time that something like that came up was when we were going to do the form 4 final exams, and then my dad is like, if there is any boy there, if there is any boy that you're looking at, keep in mind I was in a single sex school. It's like, if there is any boy that's there, if there is any boy you're thinking about, put all of them aside, and then you'll continue with that after your exams.
Yeah.
But that was it.
Mm, Um,
That was really it.
mm-hmm. I mean, I think same thing. Like, it wasn't even an explicit. Well, I guess maybe they did sit me down. I was about to say they didn't, but I feel like at some point they did. I blame relationships, dating, all that stuff on hormones. You know, when your hormones start to act up and you get into your teens, I feel like I did get a talk. I don't I don't think it was the talk or anything too crazy, but just the we know boys are going to start, coming into your life, disrupting it. But I think the general energy around it all is just, it wasn't right, or it felt illegal when you were at that age. And then somewhere down the road, it switches. And it's not a gradual switch, it's just one time your parents wake you up, wake up, or you wake up and you get a call and they're like, well, Precious, where's the boyfriend? Oh, Precious, you're growing old. You need to start thinking about the future. Aren't you seeing anyone? Like, they start wanting you to have the relationship. At what age did that switch up happen for you?
To be honest, Denise, like I said, my parents weren't really into the whole boyfriend talk.
Yeah, I end this one. I know it's I'm not.
But
I don't see it as you guys did the everyday adjust, but more you notice there is a switch up. You notice the energy. If it's not always as explicit as I'm making it, because I'm saying they tell you this, they tell you that, but you notice the switch up where it almost be they now want you to date.
mhm.
They make it so fine well before, whether they told you or not, you knew it wasn't something they're like, oh yeah, our daughter is out there dating men.
Okay, so I will not be specific to parents, but I will base this on the schools that I've been to. My last school that I was at as was a mixed school, right? And they used to they used to beat up people. Well, they used to punish people for dating, right? So if you were dating, it was like a crime. It wasn't like, it was a crime. Like, you'd literally be called up during assembly, or they'd have an assembly for you, be like, these two are dating, these two are coupling, we are going to suspend you. You won't be in the school for doing this. Like, it was completely illegal. You'd have all these talks in class like, you can't date, boys do these, girls do these, blah blah blah, and talks of the sort. So of course, your parents are entrusting the teachers at school to give you this talk, and it's more like they don't really need to give it to you. But for me, I did notice a shift when I got done with college. And then my dad is asking, okay, so what are the next steps? What's the next step? Next step after? And I'm saying, I have to continue. I'm going to get a job, and then later on I'll continue with my education, and then work here and do that, all these overly ambitious plans, where the Lulu comes in. But and then he goes, Precious, you're skipping one part. And I'm like, what? Which part? And I'm like, maybe come back home or something. It's like, you're skipping the most essential part. You can't do this life alone. You need a partner. You need to get married. He didn't even say get a boyfriend. He was like, get married. So it's more like, yeah, he is open to it now.
Hmm. For me, it was very. Mine was is very recent as well, where I am just now as. So Dennis was the boyfriend. Dennis, are you seeing someone? And I think the funny or the ironic thing is when our parents get to the age of first the boyfriend, suddenly don't have one. I just realized and I'm like, isn't that funny though?
Yeah.
Because before when they were like, no,
And it's
no,
like you're so over it. Like,
exactly. I'm like, yeah, you've now gotten to the point where you're like, yeah, we are done with that stuff, and then they're saying like, no, 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 this is when you should start, which is funny. But okay, now that we've all got into stages where our parents are now fine with it, at least even more encouraging of it,
mm-hmm.
how long do you think it would take you to one let your parent know that I'm seeing someone?
Would how long
Yeah.
duration? I don't know. I can't say 3 months or something, but it would take me until I'm ready. And by ready, I mean until I've actually noticed the pattern. I'm like, okay, this is a safe relationship. I can actually go and inform my parents and be like, okay, I'm seeing this person.
Mhm. Yeah, but you also have to understand there's a difference between one you're showing, because there is the how long does it take for your partner to meet your parents, but then there's also the how long does it take for your parents to know that you are sort of seeing someone. They don't know there's someone. You're not saying you guys are going to meet this person yet, but I'm letting you know that I am seeing someone. It could be serious, it might not be serious, but for now they just know you're seeing someone.
I think I work so differently.
Hmm.
I think for my case, I think because my parents get to know whoever I'm talking to, like they get to know.
Of course they do.
I get to know. Um, they're very involved in my life, so they get to know most. Anyway, yeah, they get to know whoever I'm talking to. So they're like, oh, how is your friend? How is this person? So they do get to know, and I'm sure by that time,
You would
they would
said.
have probably picked up some
Hmm.
hints, right? But maybe when the one comes, maybe it will be different. Maybe I'll actually hide that person until I do feel like, oh wow, because I'm told apparently when the one comes, there is a bit of shyness that you do have. You're like, oh my god, this is my person. I'm going to show my parents. So maybe it would take. I don't. I don't even know. Because, like I said, I feel like I work differently. Now that I think about it, no, that wouldn't make sense. I don't think I would actually let them meet the one until it's time
Yeah,
for
but
me to show them that
sometimes you
this
don't
is
know
the one.
immediately the
Exactly.
one. You might meet the one the same way you've met recently, and then somewhere down the road you realize, oh, this one's different. This one is the one you think is the one at that point. You're like, this is the one. So you might only find out down the road. So the reaction, the treatment might be similar to the way all these others have been, and then somewhere down the road you're like, no, this person's different.
You know what? I feel like they'd meet them just like they've met all my other friends. Like I say, they're very involved in my life. They meet the person, and of course, as time goes on, I'm like, by the way, this person, I like this person and we are seeing each other and I believe there is, something. And my parents being my parents would be like, yeah, we love that for you. We think he is good for you and
I mean, they could say they think right now she's living in the ideal world.
because that will be it. The
Hmm.
one, you'll be the one.
I think Precious has said that word over 10 times. The one. She really believes in the one.
Because it'll be the one for me and they'll be the one for him.
I will think he's the one
No.
till he's not.
No. No. How long would it take you?
Um, I I think the difference between the both of us is my parents are known as involved in my life. I could date someone for I think 5 years and my parents wouldn't know unless I told them. And they would not even see the person around. They wouldn't even know this person's my friend if they walked past them in a place. I would meet the person. Probably we start talking, starts getting serious. We date. Something tells me I would start dating someone before I tell my parents I'm talking to someone. I'm seeing someone. A couple of months in, the more comfortable we get, the more we begin to commit to each other because I know I feel like when I meet someone, there's a possibility I'm going to meet someone who is in their dating era as well. I don't think I'm not like you who believes that my best chances are, and it's not that I hate it, I would not like it, but I tend to almost want to prepare myself for worst case. Who knows? But anyway, and this is not even worst case, this is like normal case. I meet someone, they are in their dating era as well. They're going on dates with different people we meet. I don't expect them all of a sudden tomorrow to wake up and be like, I'm not going on another date ever again. And as much as I would love that, and it would be really nice, I'm not going to be offended if they meet me once and don't suddenly decide that every other girl in the world is awful. If they're not sure first few dates, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. But somewhere down the road, they stop. They start having boundaries. Okay, I'm not dating anyone else. We are just seeing each other. And that happens before I become their girlfriend, obviously. And then somewhere down the road, they ask me to become their girlfriend. And that's after they are done with all girls. It's only me
Pause
and them.
things. Just sorry to interrupt, but you just mentioned something. Um,
I
you
think
would
I know that you're gonna say, go on.
um they'll ask you to be
I
their
knew it.
girlfriend,
I knew it. The
right?
moment I say it, my brain was like, okay.
um, I've talked to some people,
Yeah.
the opposite gender,
Mm.
and some are like, I wouldn't, I don't ask girls to be my girlfriend. Like it just happens. We just get into it, and just like that, we are dating. You're my girlfriend. I'm your boyfriend.
See, that's I don't like anything that's ambiguous. I hate that. I don't. I mean, I'm like, if you really like me, you're not gonna put me in a situation where I have to guess. That's why I said we see each other. You're seeing other people, then you stop. You commit to me. During that time, I'm not your girlfriend. We are committed to each other, but what you want me to wake up and I'm like, that's my boyfriend. Well, we've not had a talk, we've not had anything. I don't say ask me to be their girlfriend. I don't mean organize some sort of big party. It could just be a simple talk where we are sitting down and we both agree on it, but it has to be explicit. We both have to know this is the moment we decided that this person is my boyfriend, this person is my girlfriend. If that does not exist, then don't you dare go out there screaming that's my girlfriend because I'm not. I'm something, but am I your girlfriend? No, I'm a girl. I'm your girl. I'm someone you're committed to, but I'm not your girlfriend. Yeah, girls, let's not settle. If the conversations we are not, yeah,
And guys need to also raise, not raise a bar. Like you don't really expect a girl to just be like, yeah, you are my boyfriend without asking her.
I think I would only my parents would know when we've started dating. Sometime after sometime after we are in a relationship, they would know I'm seeing someone. Then sometime down the road, when we begin to hit different milestones as a couple, they would meet. But to be honest, as long I'm not too against my parents knowing that I
Mm.
have someone, but I just think we both need to be ready for it. So if he's ready, by the time you become my boyfriend, I am ready to show it to my parents. But I'm not gonna rush you into saying now let's go meet the parents, because for some people that's an even bigger step. There's and I'm not gonna rush someone into it. Okay, now say you've brought home the boyfriend and the parents say they don't like him for you. How much does your parents' opinion carry in your relationship? Say mom's like, your mom comes, she's all happy, and then you go to the kitchen, she's like, oh precious, see, I'm not convinced. See, I don't, there's something about him I don't like. I don't think you guys should be together. I don't like him.
Oh, it's funny. Today I was talking to my brother and I was telling him about, we were talking about our parents. And then he says something. He's like, by the way, Precious, we're adults now. Like, our parents' decisions or what our parents say shouldn't really influence us as much as they should or would have when we were younger. Like we can make our own decisions now, and if you believe in something right now, then you should go for it, whether your parents agree or not. But then, um, where we're from, there is a saying. I don't know if I should do direct translation, but it's Elisolium mkulu wadugala we wala ba.
Um, it's I think more direct translation wise, it would be more the dark parts, the darkest parts, or the dirtiest parts of an elder's eyes are the more sensitive to things, sort of almost like elders, because of their age, because of their experience, are more capable of seeing certain things that we as younger kids might not see, or we as a younger generation might not. The experience gives them something. I think that's what it means. It's not the direct translation, but that's sort of what it means.
Funny part is that the realization just hit me now. But for me, I take it as the older people will see the dirtiest and darkest parts better than you will, definitely, because they have experience, like you said. So, at a point, I'd be like, okay, my parents have been in this field before. They know this. They probably know me to a certain extent because I also had the more you grow, your parents get to know you less. They don't know you as much as they used to when you were younger. But then they do see this, and if they're like, okay, this person is not right for you, I'd put it into consideration. And that is why I believe that my parents would see my partner at an early stage because that would be an added advantage to it.
Yeah, I would definitely consider it. I would, but I don't know, part of me almost wants something that's more than just a feeling. Like, I'm like, obviously, you've seen certain things when I brought this person over. As much as you feel something, I know for sure you saw something. Those things help me better. Because other than, in my eyes, obviously, by the time I've introduced him, to me, whatever you saw is something I don't see. But when you point me at it, I'm more sensitive to it. Yeah, it's more, I'll just put it into consideration. Okay, that's it from me now. Precious, with culture check,
Oh, you're done.
I'm done for
I thought
now.
I thought you had more questions.
No.
Welcome back to Culture Check, where we expose society's red flags, talk about our generation's chaos, and drag it down just enough to make people think, but not enough to get cancelled. Well, today's topic, buckle up for this one, because today we are talking about how our generation, Generation Z, is always tired mentally, spiritually, emotionally, even when they have been seated and doing nothing all day. Because to be honest, you have someone seated or laying there all day like a sim or like a SIM card that has not been assigned to any task. And they just come out and they're like, oh my God, I'm so exhausted. Or like the first thing that you mention when you get up is, oh my God, I'm exhausted. Um, Denise, do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I don't disagree with it. I think people are always tired, but yeah, it's largely due to what we do. I don't even know what you want me to say to this. I just agree, guys. I literally just agree. People are always tired.
I mean, yeah, that's true. But then I believe for our generation, it's more like we have mental Olympics, yeah? It's like we're always running, like physically, sometimes we may not exactly be doing something, but in our heads or in our minds, we always have so much going on. And so it's like a whole marathon going on. Um, Denise, what is the one thing that you felt so lazy to do because you're simply mentally exhausted?
Everything.
Well, that's such a Gen Z answer. I mean, that just proves everything.
No, but it's more. I feel like, as you said, mentally, I feel like I'm mostly always exhausted, but I do what I have to do. Not because I'm not exhausted, but I just remind myself, yeah, there is no room for for your exhaustion right now.
I mean, true, but there is, there should be one thing you've been like, oh, I'm too exhausted for this. I'm not going to do this simply because I'm mentally exhausted,
You
or you
keep
haven't
saying
had that.
mentally, but to me, I'm like, is it really mental exhaustion? Because sometimes it's
Okay, fine,
physical.
because you're exhausted.
My person's just gonna be waking up. I know this all seem to be very, as you said, very Gen Z answers, but my favorite, and I'm going to say this, my favorite thing in the world is sleeping.
And
It,
we'd expect that when you're sleeping, you've gotten some rest and you do have the energy to wake up and go on with your
yeah,
day.
but I think with that, it's more. There is, I think, an adequate amount of time for sleep, and once you go below or over that, that's when you get exhausted. I think that to be true. Right now, I can't tell you if it's factually correct, but just seeing from my own past patterns, when I set a specific sort of 7 8 hours and I stick to it, I feel less physically exhausted in the morning, especially when I'm motivated. Because by the time I do that, something there is a big reason as to why I'm getting up. But usually on other days, I sleep over that or under that. Because I either stayed up late and I still have to get up early, or I just have more time in the morning, so I sleep over that time. And then the longer I stay in bed, the more exhausted I am. By the time I go up, I get up, by the time I get to like 9, 10, 13 hours, I can barely get up.
Okay. Oh, I didn't expect that, but
You? Because it seems like your situation is very different.
okay. Well, for me, it's one, I would say replying to a text and probably be like, okay, or all right, yeah, this and this, or okay, good night. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm a bit exhausted for this. I can't really send this text right now. Um, and then I just let it go. And then the other thing would be, have you ever been out? And okay, I guess with that there is physical activity included in it. You're out having fun, and then you get back and you're exhausted, And you're like, I'm tired. I can't do any other thing. Like you've gone out, you've eaten, you were talking to friends, just going up and about, but seated, and you get back home and you're like, I am tired. I'm exhausted. My
Mm,
brain needs to reset.
for me, definitely only because I'm much more an indoors. I'm much more introverted than I am extroverted.
Right.
So social situations exhaust me, mentally exhaust me.
Now this is exactly what I was talking about. Like you just feel like like you just feel like, oh, I need a sabbatical after this.
Precious is much more extroverted than introverted. So I feel like social
By like
situations might
4%.
no. 4% is too little.
By like I'm much more extroverted by like 4%, to be honest.
Okay, no.
I mean, the last time I took a test, that was it.
Mm, I don't.
I was like 44% introverted and 56% extroverted.
I think
Or it was the
because
other way around.
I can't compare you much to anyone else, but compared to me, when I compare you to me, you're like 30% much more extroverted than I am. I've seen you in social situations, and I'm like, mm, mm, I can't do a quarter of what she's doing, but okay. And I said that
Denise,
not bad things or
yeah,
anything like that, but more
yeah.
just things to me that are just my
Like
brain makes my
I can't
introverted
do
self
this. Yeah.
can't. I don't have the guts to do this. I just can't in that way. So I'm like, yeah, no.
Um. Yeah, but I feel like it's all like I've been saying mental. I feel like honestly, I do believe it's mental exhaustion. Like we're just mentally tired because people are overstimulated. It's all with the constant comparing, the constant being online, the constant thinking, the constant need to get rich before 25, and all these things that are going on. And when you have all this going on in your mind, you do get tired, you do get exhausted. Okay, anyway, I guess that's really it to do with mental exhaustion and our generation being overly tired at all times and without doing anything at all. But I guess it's with, just like we've been saying, mental exhaustion. I guess it's with all the work that we have to do, or with everything that we're expected to do and live up to, with all the endless scrolling, all the I can't be there and have nothing to do. Um, we get overloaded. Our brains get overloaded and overworked. Hence, your body is not really doing a lot. By the end of it all, your brain is going to have to pay for it and make up. Anything to say, Denise?
No.
Okay, I guess that's it for culture check. Um, for episode 8, episode 9, episode 8. No.
All right, then that's it for this week's episode of TG Squared. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. And don't forget to check out our socials, Instagram, TikTok.
See you next week.